too many fancy dialogue tags. I see this a lot. So if you've done this, not casting any aspersions because it's pretty common, but it does take the reader out of your story. Fancy dialogue tags are when instead of simply said, you have a lot of whispered and growled and howled and screamed and grunted, I don't know. Basically, it's not said. Dialogue tags that aren't said. And why this is problematic is because it pulls the reader out of your story. Said kind of, it glides by. You know, readers don't really notice it. It's just, it's there and gone. It doesn't interrupt the flow and it doesn't take away focus from what is actually being said. Sometimes, depending on the way the scene is constructed, you don't even need said. It's just really clear who's speaking, so there's just no need. Now, I always say to my authors, you can have the odd fancy dialogue tag as a treat. A couple per manuscript is not going to do any harm. And I do mean a couple per manuscript. I don't mean a couple per chapter. It's not going to do any harm. Just have the odd little fancy dialogue tag. If there's a really strong reason for using it, if it suits the scene, if having that attention brought on exactly how they're delivering the words is really important. But in general, said is fine. But what you can do with the fancy dialogue tags is just replace them with action beats. If there's something in there that you feel your reader needs to understand and needs to know about the emotional state of the character or the way they're interacting, you can replace it with an action beat. You know, instead of having them scream the words, have them, I don't know, throw something. I mean, I could be all daydreaming up examples, but let the action show their emotion, because it grounds the reader more firmly in what's happening. The more physicality you add and the more physical your scene is, the more engaging it is for your reader. So not only do you lose this effect of the fancy dialogue tag distracted them, which you didn't want, you don't want distracted reader, you also have the added benefit if you're pulling them in more tightly and making them more grounded in what's actually happening. So it's kind of like a win-win, basically. So mind the fancy dialogue tags, 1 or 2, but don't go overboard.